Okay, we are in Roseville, also known as Okolona. And I've just passed one of the hot spots in criminal stalking. That was right up in here is the right there, Blankenship. Yeah, this guy, Mike Blankenship, a full-fledged rat working for Jim Myers, and they use that place as a staging ground back there to set people up. And right here is Fred Stevens, the late Fred Stevens place, and I'm going to take you right around the corner. Now this property that I'm showing you here, this all belonged to, at one time, Fred Stevens' mother. She was sick in a nursing home, and Fred Stevens was in the VA hospital. He wasn't aware of back taxes. Eddie Roberts was aware of the back taxes because of the powers to be in Okolona and the president of the Bank of Okolona, and through sleight of hand, they paid the taxes, back taxes on the property, all this property here, and effectively stole this property from Fred Stevens, stole his inheritance. This is this is his granddaughter, Stephanie Owens Jameson. Put her there, all that back there. All this land right here belonged to Fred Stevens. This house had been, a lot of work had been done on that, and he turned that into a hay parlor. He didn't want it for anything. Family never got to go in it. And right there is Eddie Roberts, right there. And this is ground zero for a lot of criminal activity. Tilda Stevens told me a week and a half before her murder, if something isn't done, Eddie Roberts is going to end up killing us. She had begged me to get in touch with the FBI, and just right up the road there, this is was the home of Cody Lewis, the nephew of Judge Mom Jeans Judy, that left office as a justice court judge in last year. This was a problem. Cody was found dead, apparently died in his sleep in his 40s, and that was it. If a coroner, I'm sure the coroner was present, that would have been Michael Fowler, which is crooked as a dog leg. So now all this land here, this was Judge Judy's sister. She had broke hip. They put her to Sunnyside Nursing Home over in Amory for rehabilitation. The hospital there to rehab her. But folks, those deals never end up good, and that was a death sentence. Subpar care. If you want a loved one to die, send them to a nursing home in Mississippi, and they'll take care of it. No matter if you're a strapping 16-year-old, you won't make it. And so Cody tended to, he'd tell him. He'd get to drinking, and he'd talk about it. Before his death, he met his dream girl. His dream, I don't know if they married or what the deal was, but he met this gal online from Tupelo, Sea Cow, and she had children. So apparently she had been scorned, and she was jaded. But moreover, her members of her family were in law enforcement, and when she moved in and took up residence, she absolutely took control of Cody's life. Now, Cody shared a lot of things with a lot of people that did not bode well for Judge Mom Jeans Judy, and her participation in community-oriented policing. This is where they covertly commit crimes of the highest order, ladies and gentlemen, against American citizens. They circumvent due process. They circumvent, and when the person is found dead, it's whatever story the corrupt coroner gives and the corrupt sheriff co-signs with it. And no one ever questions it. And if they question it, like me, then you are absolutely our public enemy number one. So I imagine that the memo's gone out that I'm up here talking and filming, and so they can't is gawking. There's a gawking out-of-state tag of the audacity. If you out of pocket, you gonna gawk at me. So that's what you have here. Then you have the sometime residents, probably still so, of Haley Jane Thurman, the biggest snitch working for law enforcement right there. Okay, this is ground zero, ladies and gentlemen, for the killing fields of Roseville. We've got Fred and Childa Stevens there, Cody Lewis behind me, and a little bit down the road, we've got Jeremy Williams. And friends, let me tell you that this is no way to imply that this is the only questionable deaths that have taken place. Now, this is behind the scenes handler, and that's Deborah and Eddie Roberts. Deborah Roberts is best buds of Mom Jean's duty. They don't get their hands dirty. They use these frontline crash dummies, and they commit crimes just like Vaughn has for years. 4 years, and nothing, and I mean nothing, has been done. They won't do anything because it is sanctioned by corruption to the highest order. But as we proceed with the federal civil litigation, I have full intentions and full expectations to trigger criminal charges from the Department of Justice. And that is exactly what I'm taking my time, and I'm telling you folks, it doesn't look pretty. It's amazing how Eddie Roberts and Deborah Roberts and Steffi Owens Jamison, elementary school teacher at Nettleton, is culpable in crimes against humanity, and yet no one has children. No one seems to have an issue with it. I have an issue with it. Therefore, I'm going to continue to broadcast it. I'm going to bring you just a little bit more and show you some more frontline crash dummies here in Okolona. And we let the gawkers get by. There we go. He's confused. Dr. Moore. Yeah, I'm saying he's a doctor, and he's got my last name, so apparently it's one of my relatives. All right, folks, I'll see you in a minute. And here's the resident of another frontline crash dummy here in Okolona, Corey Went. And he's in the house full of incestuous inbreeds. Now, this is your frontline crash dummy stalker. I don't know at the times he's admitted and wanted to go into great detail of having sex with his own dad, which is dead now, but still he likes to walk up and down memory lane with those tales. He's now working at United Furniture, last I heard, and is maintaining an intimate relationship with a guy by the name of, his nickname is Crazy Horse. Don't ask any questions on that, but that's a pretty well confirmed deal. And folks, it'll turn a cast iron stomach.